Hey kiddos, we're going to continue working on this target. I can find equivalent fractions. Remember that equivalent just means the same amount. So what they're asking us to do first is complete each number line, show all fractions including each fraction for 1. So they've marked 0 and 1 for us already, which is super nice. So I need to mark halves. So I know that halves means this entire line needs to be 2 pieces because that's what the denominator tells me. So if I make a mark in the middle, I know that I have 1/2 and then I have 2/2. Now I need to make this into thirds. My denominator tells me I'm going to need 3 pieces for the whole. Here I need fourths. My denominator tells me I need 4 pieces for the whole. Here I need 6. My denominator tells me I need 6 pieces. And here I have 8. My denominator tells me I need 8 pieces for the whole. Guys, I messed up. I only made 7 pieces, so I'm actually going to just make a new number line below this really quick to fix it. And then just cross this one out, which is fine. Now it wants me to write an equivalence chain with fractions that equal 2/2. So you're going to see this term equivalence chain in a lot of your work. An equivalence chain is just an equation where you write all the equivalent fractions equal to each other. So if it's asking you to write an equivalence chain, I highly recommend that you just start with an equal sign. Because remember, equivalent means the same, and equal, same, equivalent, these words that's how you mathematically show equivalence or that something is the same, by putting an equal sign. So it wants me to show fractions that are equal to 2/2. So if I see that this is 2/2, I know that an equivalent one would be 3/3. So I know that 2/2 is equal to 3/3. So now I'm making a chain. So a chain keeps going, right? Think of like one of those paper chains that you hang in a classroom. So I'm going to do another equal sign because this is an equivalence chain. Equal is the mathematical notation that we use to show equivalence. So I know that 4/4 is equivalent. Another equal sign because I'm doing an equivalence chain, right? I know that 6/6 is equivalent. Another equal sign because I'm doing an equivalence chain, right? And I know that 8/8 is equivalent. So this is an equivalence chain. It's just when you write all these equivalent fractions with equal signs in the middle to show that they're all equivalent or the same amount. Now I'm going to show you, I'm going to turn the page. It's going to ask you to do another. We're going to keep working on I can find equivalent fractions. So now it's asking me to do an equivalence chain for fractions that equal 1/2. So since I'm starting with 1/2, I'm actually just going to write equals right next to the half to start my equivalence chain. Then I'm going to go back and look. If this is 1/2, I need to find fractions that are the same size as 1/2. So I can't really do thirds because that wouldn't be equal, would it? And I need to make sure they're equal or the same amount. Here I have, 2/4. 2 quarter-sized pieces would be the same as 1/2. So for my equivalence chain, I can say that 1/2 equals 2/4. And then I'm going to do another equal sign because remember I'm making a chain. I'm going to keep going to find more equivalent fractions. So I know that this size, 2/4, if I keep going, oh look, it's not quite the same. 4/8. So I know that the fractions that equal 2/4, that 4/8 would be an equivalence chain. So an equivalence chain is just when you are showing, using the equal sign, multiple fractions that all equal the same thing. So the questions today are going to be asking you to do equivalent fractions on a number line, and they're going to ask you to do some of these equivalence chains. So again, the target we are working on today in our lesson is I can find equivalent fractions. Equivalent just means the same amount.